Hi gang, this is Mike from MrMikeGarner.com, Mr. GTV and Mr. G on YouTube channel, and this is all about metaphors. It's metaphors with Mr. Mike Garner. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I'm launching on the 11th of October the Mr. GTV, so that might be where you're watching this. And one of the things that I am is a storyteller. And I also talk about etymology and language because I'm a wordsmith, because I'm a hypnotist, and I use language to describe to people visualizations, affirmations, verbalizations, commands, suggestions. It's all about language, it's about words, it's about pictures and images, and everything tells a story. In fact, the whole of your life has been a story. What's going on for you at the moment is a story. What's going to happen next in your perceived future is a story, which is why we have the word history. And in the word metaphor, meta means beyond, and for is like phosphor and fluorescent and fluoride. And the for is light, and it's beyond the light, and metaphor is beyond the light. In fact, it's beyond what you see in the physical, in solidity and solid form. It's an illusion in the ether, in the morphogenetic field, in the wave, in the unified field, in the essence, in the Wi-Fi, if you like, of the universe. And there's always stories. At the moment going on in my life, there's a negative story. But really, there's nothing positive or negative. The negative story, if you followed me on Facebook, I got myself a little puppy, a Jack Russell, called Neo. Neo is an anagram of the word Neo. If you know the Matrix, it's the one, O-N-E, but Neo rearranges it, it's Neo. Beautiful little dog who yesterday had a seizure. Out of the blue, completely unexpected. Went to play chess, came back, perfectly happy dog when I left him. When I came back, and I do this all the time, go out, come back, he's got a 5-acre farm to play on with his sister called Mio, and he had a seizure, and today he's blind, and today he can't walk, and I don't know how many days he's got left, but he's going to be very comfortable with me. I'm going to look after him really well. He's been to the vet, he has good food, he had good exercise, we played with him, we loved him, cared for him. But he's not a well dog. But the thing is, in my belief system, as sad as I was and as many tears as I've shed, and I'm sure I'll shed again in the future because I'm human, it's just a metaphor. It's a story that's being projected on the outside of what I perceive as external reality. I've created Neo, I've created his sister Mio, I've created everything, I've created you guys. And you've created me. We are co-creating all the time these stories in the ether as metaphors. We're playing with sound, light, magnetism and vibration. It's all frequency, it's all energy, emotion. And I've created this story to learn from. My dog's had a stroke. What's that teaching me? Well, first of all, it's teaching me massive love and compassion. I'm opening my heart to my dog. So that's what I've done. I've created Neo, who is my teacher. And he's had a stroke, which teaches me, if you like, all about the impermanence of what our expectations are. The future that I thought I was going to have with that dog has changed. And in reality, what's important? It's important that I love the dog, that I love myself, that I connect with the dog, that I share healing. And that's been the whole of my life. If that dog had gone into somebody else's life, in the cartoon, in this stage, this world where we're all acting different parts, all projections, all avatars, all holographs, and I'll be talking a lot more about this, but everything in the outside world is a metaphor. It's a story to learn from. And in the metaphor, if I hadn't have bought Neo, if it had stayed with the breeders, or if it had gone to another family and the same thing would have happened, I know that dog wouldn't have been looked after as positively as he's being looked after by me. And it's a blessing that I have a dog that I can now look after, rather than just a dog that I can play with. And although I intended to play with him, I can learn so much as I see that dog well, or as I see Neo to the end of his life. So, sad as it is, negative as I could make that story, and I'm not telling you this for sympathy, so it is sad, but I don't want sympathy. If you want to do something positive and send Neo healing. Pray for him, think positively of him, think him as being well. That's what I'm doing. I gave him Reiki all last night. and I'm out at the shops at the moment. I might go home now, and in my story, in this metaphor, in this unfolding paradigm to teach me, it might be that I go back and Neo might be dead. Neo might even have deteriorated more. Neo might have stabilised or recovered. I really don't know, but whatever happens, good or bad, there's no good or bad. It's all to teach me a story. It's a metaphor. Now, what is the world teaching you at the moment? What are your stories? What are your metaphors? Don't get personally attached to them, although you will. Like I cried last night, so I got attached to it. But step back from that, get control. It's okay to express emotions, but realise that these emotions, emotion, it's energy in motion. And that energy in motion is a projection, it's a story, it's a metaphor, it's light, sound and vibration, playing games with your mind, interacting so that you can learn and evolve and transcend. That's what it's all about. So all your relationships, good or bad, are lessons and metaphors. All your jobs, good or bad, are lessons, metaphors. All the circumstances, events and situations in your life are learnings and metaphors. And you've got to step back and see the bigger picture. Now, on my Mr. G TV and Mr. G TV Facebook and on YouTube, I'll be sharing my stories. I'll be interviewing people for their stories. I'll be looking at the bigger picture, the meta picture. What's going on beyond the limitation of the story, which is the metaphor, which is all metaphysics. Because you're a god, you're a creator, a grand organising designer. And I'm an inverse paranoid. I believe that everything's for me, not against me. And although I could come from lower self, from ego, and say, why has this happened to my dog? Or why is this happening in my relationship? Or why is this happening in my health? Or why am I being challenged by these people? Why am I being insulted, disrespected, put down? Why am I being bullied? It's not a useful question. Why? Why is a weak question. What can I learn is a better question, because it's all an illusion and it's all for your learning. And Mr. Mike Garner TV is all for your learning on the YouTube channel and also on the Facebook channel. And this is the sort of thing I'll be sharing with you, good and bad, because there's no good and bad. It's all metaphors, it's all metaphysics, and it's all transformational. And that's what I'm about. I'm about transformation and motivation and inspiration. So be powerful, enjoy your mind, rise above these stories, these metaphors, take the learning and go to the next level of vibration and be powerful. God bless.